This is Zaxter99. Welcome to my new novel, which I call A New Life for Lucas. This is Chapter 4. This is a book made specially for YouTube and will be read aloud so that both young children and adults as well can listen and enjoy it while doing other things, such as cleaning the house or maybe eating a snack together. You can read it yourself by simply muting the YouTube volume control. You can skip to a new page of each chapter at any time by simply moving to the next minute of the video. You can also slow this video book down if you need more time by pausing the video to catch up or reread a portion of the book if needed. A New Life for Lucas is just about to begin. Thank you for watching and enjoy. Thunder crashed loud, and Lucas opened his eyes to see the flashes of lightning outside of his window lighting up the walls of his bedroom with several fast flickers of light. He rolled over in his bed and tried to go back to sleep, but then he heard the pounding on the roof. The thuds hammering the rooftop were just too loud to even be the heaviest of rain, so Lucas figured that it was probably a hailstorm. He was glad that he was in the comfort of his dry bed inside as he closed his eyes again. It was the wind and moisture from the storm outside that Lucas felt in his arms and face now that made him realize that he needed to get up and shut his window. When he got out of his bed and stood up, he felt the wind from the summer night storm blowing through his open window, and he could see his curtain blowing wildly upwards as the gust of wind came through. Lucas was letting his eyes adjust to the darkness of his room, and then it happened. The lightning flashed again as he was looking out his window, and he saw clearly the square, dark shape of a zombie in the flashing light. In the flash of light, Lucas could see that the zombie was looking through the screen window directly at him. Having a zombie staring at him in the dark sent chill bumps over his entire body. Lucas knew that he had to be brave. He naturally understood as well that it was in the darkness that evil things just like that zombie were born. As Lucas grabbed his sword and gripped it tight in his right hand, he wondered if Emily was still asleep in her room as this ferocious storm continued to howl outside. Lucas slipped quietly down the large winding hallway to Emily's room and walked inside. A skeleton was in her room, and he saw its bony arm reaching out towards Emily's face when her eyes popped open as she laid in her bed. When she saw the creepy collection of bones coming at her, she yelled out in the darkness of the night air of her room. Splack! Smack! Splack! Bones could be heard cracking and breaking inches in front of Emily as she sat up in her bed awake now. The skeleton fell to the floor in a small pile of harmless bones after Lucas had heroically smashed it with his iron sword. "Well, thank you for saving my life, Lucas," Emily cheerfully exclaimed as the lightning once again flashed outside, revealing her big smile and beautiful emerald green eyes. "I'm just glad that I remembered that we had forgotten to place a torch in your room before you went to bed last night," Lucas said. "Besides, why wouldn't I come save you? You are the prettiest girl I've ever seen, Emily." Emily finished crafting a torch as she stood up by her bed now, and he could see her well in the light of the flickering fire from her lit torch. She stepped over towards her wall and placed the still lit torch perfectly on her wall, and then turned back towards Lucas. Lucas felt his heart race as she stepped closer to him now and whispered, "Lucas, kiss me," as her amazing green eyes looked up into his own, and she stood right in front of him now. The wind blowing through her open window seemed to make her long curly blonde hair dance freely. Lucas thought that her hair looked just like shimmering gold in the light from the torch. Emily closed her eyes and puckered her lips, anticipating the kiss. Just as Lucas closed his own eyes slowly and leaned down to kiss a girl for the first time ever, his eyes popped open in the night, and he felt a small goblet of drool tickling the corner of his mouth closest to his pillow. Lightning flashed again outside, and he could hear the wind and rain from the same storm that had obviously been in his dream. Only now he was in his real bed, and his mother and little sister Ava were in the same house, he thought, and not his new friend Emily and some skeleton trying to take her life. Lucas giggled to himself as he wiped away the drool from his mouth, thinking about how he had actually dreamt about kissing her and how nervous that made him feel, even if it was just a silly dream. Lucas turned over to lay on his other side as he pulled the sheet up over his shoulder and nuzzled his head back into his pillow. His eyes closed and he was quickly back asleep, just a small little smile on his face after his dream about saving the life of his new friend. That's the end of Chapter 4. Please be sure you share this video. Be sure you go ahead and like this video and make sure you subscribe so that you get all my future videos, including new chapters of this book when they're released. Thanks for watching. This has been Zaxter99.